December 24th, 1861, Christmas Eve. While families gathered indoors, something impossible was unfolding outside. It started raining, and it didn't stop. For 43 straight days, the sky poured water over California until an entire state disappeared beneath an inland sea, stretching 300 miles long and 60 miles wide. 1/4 of California's wealth vanished. 4,000 people died, and the state government collapsed into bankruptcy for 18 months. This wasn't just a flood. It was an apocalypse history chose to forget. What makes it even stranger is that California had been locked in drought for 20 years. Cracked land, dry rivers, desperate farmers praying for rain. Then winter arrived early. Snow piled high in the Sierra Nevada. Temperatures suddenly rose, the soil became saturated, and on December 24th, atmospheric rivers, massive rivers of moisture in the sky, targeted California again and again like a weapon. Scientists now believe several of these storms struck simultaneously for over a month, but the Native Americans already knew what was coming. They had always known. They called the Sacramento Valley the place that becomes an inland sea, while white settlers built cities blindly on floodplains, unaware of the danger beneath their feet. Sacramento, the booming gold rush capital, refreshing storytelling, sat at the worst possible location where two major rivers collided, and when the storms hit, rain fell in relentless waves. San Francisco recorded 35 inches in 2 months. Sacramento, nearly 50 inches, the equivalent of 10 feet of water crashing onto the land. Then, on December 27th, the Sacramento River rose 10 feet in just 24 hours. Levels failed, streets vanished, buildings submerged, telegraph lines disappeared underwater, and the entire state went silent for a month. The governor rode to his own inauguration, the Supreme Court fled Sacramento and never returned, and the city would never be the same. But this destruction spread far beyond the capital. Gold country mining towns were wiped out in seconds. Bridges and cabins vanished along 150 miles of river. Entire Chinese mining communities drowned, while Native Americans, whose oral histories warned of these floods, watched in grim recognition. Southern California drowned too. Los Angeles saw rain for 28 straight days. Towns like El Doradoville were erased. Rivers merged into inland oceans stretching miles wide, and by February 1862, parts of California looked like a submerged continent. The death toll was staggering. Hundreds of thousands of animals lost, 1 in 8 homes destroyed, and 1/4 of the state's taxable property annihilated. California couldn't pay its workers, nearly collapsed financially, and the disaster spread across the American West, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, even Mexico itself. But here's where it gets unsettling. A trapper later admitted he'd boated over Sacramento's location years earlier, meaning this flood had happened before. And geological evidence confirmed it. Megafloods had struck California every 100 to 200 years for thousands of years. The 1862 flood wasn't random, it was inevitable, and it will happen again. So what did California do? It buried the truth. Old Sacramento was raised 15 feet, ghost streets sealed underground, warnings forgotten, and Native American knowledge dismissed as superstition. Today, scientists warn of ARK storm, a future megaflood modeled directly after 1862, with projected losses exceeding $1 trillion, hundreds of thousands dead, and California's Central Valley once again transformed into an inland sea. Cities like Sacramento, Fresno, Bakersfield, and Stockton would sit underwater for months. Food supplies across America would collapse, and atmospheric rivers are only growing stronger due to climate change. The question isn't if this will happen again, it's when. 43 days of rain once erased a quarter of California's wealth and killed thousands, and yet it remains almost forgotten. The land remembers. The water remembers. The real question is, do we?